On June 21st, 2000, deputies responded to the Calibre Bend apartments in regards to possible human remains being found. On this day, one of the residents saw a couple of cats playing with something. He's like, what are they playing with? And come to realize it was actually a skull of a human. Later on, the anthropologists speculated that that person probably was there since about 92, 93. So we're looking at 7-8 years that this person was in this vacant lot. So at this point, it wasn't an intact torso that they had, it was bones. In this case, there was a hole in the skull that the doctors were very positive in saying was from a bullet. So this individual was listed as a unidentified human remains that died from homicide. At the time, the detectives did everything they could do, but without having victimology, they had no starting point. This recovery happened in 2000, like I said. We started doing a project about 2 years ago in the homicide unit with our cold case section, trying to get these individuals identified. The remains were sent to a company by the name of Othram. So Othram is a company that will take human remains, get DNA from those human remains that can be used in genetic genealogy that allow us to identify the human remains.
And through the Othram's forensic grade genome sequencing, they were able to develop a genetic profile, which was ultimately put into databases to search any potential relatives, and we got a hit.
We were able to finally positively ID the remains to be that of Paul Lawrence Rougeux Jr. He went by Larry. When Larry was murdered, he was about 40 years old. I had requested photos from the family, but the only ones that they could locate were ones of Larry as a baby and when he was in high school. Larry was born in '51. He grew up actually very close to where his remains were discovered, right off the corner of University and Goldenrod. His family had, at the time, about 12 acres. He would have attended Colonial High School, and he was believed to have been murdered around 1992 to 1993.
When you have an unidentified murder victim, the cases more often than not go cold. And then once the victim is identified, we're able to pick up right where we should have after what sometimes is a significant delay of decades.
When you have a homicide case, the most important thing that you need in a case is the victimology. You have to know where your victim lived, where they worked, who their friends were, who their family were, and we just need the public to come and help us. Who Larry would hang out with, where he would hang out, where he was working, and possibly where he was living. With that type of help, I know we can solve this case. We can give the family the closure that they need and deserve in this case. Any bit that even they might not think is important might be important to us. Any bit of information would help.